Okay, I'm gonna hold up everybody here. Identify their box style hood wheel horse. That means if you look at the front of it and you bought yourself a wheel horse and it has this hood style, does it have any headlights? I'm gonna help you identify it real quick. Put the hood down. You're gonna need to look at the engine. You wanna figure out the first 1 or 2 digits, and this is particularly for any wheel horse that's missing a decal that tells you what horsepower it is and what model. Let's say it's been repainted, you can't find that. Now, if you're lucky enough, you'll have a silver sticker here or on the big blocks here. This will tell you the horsepower of the engine, and sometime like here, I'm assuming that might have been it right there, but you find them here. You find them here or here, right in the center. You have a big block that's a K301, or the one below it is a 10 horse, and it won't have a 3 at the beginning of it. To read that, you want to read your serial number. Your serial number for the small block. Your small block, the biggest small block Kohler made is an 8 horse. The smallest, or sorry, biggest small block. The smallest big block they made was a 10 horse. And on the big blocks, you can find them right about there. Now, you have a small block Kohler. That means your tractor starts with an 8. So that could also mean Commando 8, but we'll get into that later. And it's kind of hard to find the difference of a Commando 8 to like a normal 8 series. So this, let's say you found it and it's an 8 horse like this. Let's say it's smaller than this and it's a pull start. And it has a different shroud. It does not say Kohler. If it does not say Kohler, it's probably not the original engine. If it's not 6 horsepower, or they could have put a recoil start on it, or it has different shrouds, whatever. I've seen them all. I mean, Marketplace personally. I mean, you go to shows, you see them there too. But Kohler, you would have to grind this out in order not to see this. So any Kohler engine, you can tell by the shroud. It says right there on the shroud, popped out. For your 6 horse, it's going to be a lower Tecumseh 6 horse, and it's going to be a pull start. Your serial number is going to be for the hydrostatics. From what I found, they go there. On mine, it's going to be right there below the dash. Even if it's the same year or whatever, you're going to find it's going to be somewhere on this here part of the frame which holds the dash on. And you're also going to find, after you figure out your engine, it's going to be 1 or 2 digits, meaning if it's a small block, it's going to have 1 digit, meaning 6 or 8, 6 horsepower, pull start Tecumseh, 8 horse, starter generator horse, 8 horsepower Kohler. And then you'll have your 2 other options, 10 and 12. They'll have a starter generator too, but they'll have a bigger shroud, and you can identify them because they're there's going to be 2 holes past this open. This is a short frame. Any small block has a short frame, and these older, smaller Kohlers, the smaller Kohlers have also a smaller shroud for the air cleaner, but it's like a box. Bigger Kohlers have wider shrouds. And also, this here shroud, you can find out the horsepower. It would be here or here. I think I said that. For year model, your last digit of the wheel horse is the year. If it's 61 to 65, they do not have ribs. This is flat. And these bolts here, they're known to crack there a lot. So if you get one, it is best to find a welder who can weld you a piece of metal over top of it to prevent cracking. Because all your weight goes on those 4 bolts in the rear. If you have an older wheel horse and it has hydraulics, that means it doesn't have this. It's probably from the 70s. 70s and later usually ran hydraulics. Okay? You have your, if I flip this up real quick, just to put this back. If you have a 2-spoke steering wheel, that means it's from 60, it's later than 66. Wait, sorry, I mean, it's earlier than 67. If it has a 2-spoke steering wheel, it's 67 and before. Your tires, if they're original tires, they have these little saw blades. It says wheel horse on the side. It has this little line right here, and not just a regular lip. That's after 65, but if it has a lip and it has this line, it's a 66. This is the first year they started going with the rigid frames. You hear people say, rigid frame, what's that mean? That's what it means. It's those little ribs right there. Now, let's say you check that and you can't tell the difference still for some reason. If it's a 65, they ran BF Goodrich tires on the rear. If it's a 66, they ran Goodyear. Okay, another difference. You want to figure out the transmission number. Now you're like, well, 5 means 5-speed. That's where you're wrong. If I sit down on this tractor and you have a hydrostatic 6-speed, a 6-speed or a normal 3-speed split, which is also under the same number, or you have this is a 5. Even though it's called a 5, it's a 3-speed. You have reverse, first, second, third. Now, you want to identify the year. Also, by this, if it has levers, it's definitely a 70s tractor or very late 60s. Generally, warning light. The warning lights on these, on the dash, if they have a smaller globe than this, that's pre-65. Now, let's say you have the 2-spoke steering wheel, but stuff still doesn't line up. Your last ditch effort is to look at the serial number. If you look at the serial number, you'll see 194440. That means this was made on the 4th month. But if you see this is just your date. The one above it is your model number. T856 is your model number. That's how you find your model. 856. 8 meaning 8 horsepower. 5 meaning 3-speed transmission. 6 meaning last digit of the year. Now, let's say you read that. Whatever. And in a last ditch effort, you need to also figure out the transmission for some reason just by looking at it. Because that's painted over. Whatever seems to be the issue. You need to figure out the transmission number. Okay, simple answer. 5 means 3-speed transmission. 4 also needs about the same, I think, personally. I think 4, is the open diff. 5 is the 10 pinion locking diff, free speed. 6 means free low, free high, or a 6-speed, just this, 1 lever. And 7 means hydrostatic. Hydrostatic meaning automatic. You can move a lever, you go whatever the lever goes. And that's how you identify a wheel horse.